What's up, people? It's your boy Dred from FullUMF.com, sitting here with Bishop Donald Hillard Jr. Bishop, can you give the people a little bit of your history?
Well, I'm Donald Hillard Jr., Senior Pastor of Cathedral International, Perth Amboy, New Jersey. I have been pastoring there. This is my 31st year. I'm married, 32 years, and 3 adult daughters and a son-in-law.
Okay. Do you what's the name of the church that you pastor?
The Cathedral International. It's the historic Second Baptist Church. It's the Cathedral International Church, historic Second Baptist Church.
I see that you started when there was a small congregation, and you built it up basically to 5,000 people.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very impressive.
Yeah.
Also, I also seen that there was something that you put on the table with your local town, and there was I guess, an open discussion, and you gave the title something about Daddy. Could you explain that to the people?
Yes. Are you referring to the town hall meeting with the theme was, Do You Know Your Daddy?
Yes, and that seems to be picking up a lot of steam. Can you tell the people about that?
Yes, that was last Wednesday evening, Wednesday before last, and we had Chris Broussard from ESPN News, and I'm sure your press release says it all. It was a great time of dealing with the African-American issues of fatherlessness in the African-American and Latino-American home. And it was quite a invigorating, powerful event. It was the packed out community voicing their opinions, and with people from interfaith commentary, and trying to come up with some solutions as we come up towards this hot summer, so we can have some things that we can really deal with our young people and kind of guide and direct them.
No, okay. What were your views on the topic?
Well, my views on the topic are very simply that we certainly, it's unfortunate that 80% of our African American families don't have a male presence, and maybe like 70% of our Latino American families have no male presence. Of course, there are reasons for that. Fathers die young, or many fathers die young, they're in jail. But, and of course, no one intends to get divorced after they're married. But what's very troubling is when we just are giving seed that we choose not to raise. So that is, most troubling. And the answer for me, instead of just talking about the problem again and again and again, is that now we as the men of the community have to rise up. And to me, the answer is mentoring. Mentoring and feeling the mantle to mentor, and the church, the community, the mosque, the temple, all of us together. Because it's not a religious issue. This is a social issue, and all of us have to come together to raise up the standard and raise the bar, and to reach out to the gentlemen and young ladies, and mentor them and give them an example of what it means to be covered healthfully by a proper gentleman, covered by a proper male role model. And so those things are very, 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 very important, that I think are critically actually hindering our community. And so I think that we have a long way to go, and I'm impressed with our president would put the underscores that whole piece with my brother's keeper, and many different organizations across the country are recognizing this as a national epidemic. You cannot, our young people are wild because the family, in many cases, is just completely dysfunctional. No one has any authority. There's no order, no tradition. And I think that one of the things we're missing is, tradition, sitting down and eating together at the table and, talking and where are you at, who's on the phone. Showing care and concern that are model behavior, which I think is critically important.
Yeah, I really think a lot of it contributes to the culture and the times, because the generations, things gotten watered down, like you said, tradition, structure, order, certain times to eat, certain times at a table structure, and that creates the communication and has that stronger bond in the family, where that's kind of missing now, and it's overlapping. If there's not a male present, then you have the mother out working, extra hours, so then the child is either raised by another relative or allowed on his own. So,
right.
I mean, anything.
Even I'm 56. When I was coming up, my mother and father both worked, and there was that good aunt, there was the grandparent, there was the, but they were, good. It was a whole home, and good examples. So we do have, the community is not what it was. We don't have the same kind of care and concern that we used to have. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, because it still takes a village. I still believe it does take a village.
It does take a village to raise a child.
Yeah, even for myself, I had the same thing growing up. I had the structure, everything in place. The only difference is I tell my mother even now, I say that I didn't realize how bad people were because I thought everybody was like my parents, and I realized that people in the world are totally different than that. If that's the one thing that I could teach people, I would try to teach them that.
Impression also. Right. But what we thought was normal, for everyone is not normal. And so we are fortunate, those of us that came up, we are fortunate to have come up in that kind of environment. And now we must try to duplicate that and pour that wisdom, or the culture is shifting and the race is getting weaker, and instead we need to be getting stronger. And so I was just adding, my this town hall meeting was the beginning of a major effort. We are I'm sure if you go to my website, townhallhilliardjr.org, or my Twitter handle, Bishop_Hilliard, Instagram, Bishop_Hilliard, you'll see also they were having a Twitter town hall meeting, I believe. I don't have the release in front of me, but we're having a Twitter town hall meeting on this whole issue of violence. I also am the chairman of Stop the Funeral Impact Weekend. We're having a big town hall Twitter meeting online, and then we're having a Stop the Funeral Impact Weekend coming up in the 20th, 21st, 22nd. We're going to have the play, and it's going to be very, very powerful piece. Yeah, very powerful.
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming through. I don't want to hold you up. I know you're a busy man.
Well, I appreciate the time and investment.
If there was one thing, though, that you could tell the people that you wanted them to know, what would it be?
Well, that never give up on hope. You can live without water for a few days, you live without food for a few more days, but you cannot live without hope for a second. And no matter how dark the night or how deep the river, there is always hope. And we know people did not give up on us. The slaves had hope, and we are the descendants of that tragedy, and we made it, and we have to somehow keep putting hope. These are very trying times. The economy, is troubled, and many people need hope. So the greatest gift we can give someone today is a kind word, and a word of hope, and a word of encouragement.
Okay. Thank you, Bishop. Thanks a lot.
Okay. And thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Take care.
Okay, God bless. Thank you. Bye.
And you too. Bye-bye.